Hello, good morning. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Laura from Tenacious Taurus Tarot, and this is going to be the general daily collective message for Tuesday, September the 17th. And so this is kind of like a dual message for the 17th and the 18th. And so today we do have the full moon partial eclipse in the sign of Pisces. And so depending on where you are at in the world, this is taking place on the 17th or the 18th. And so in my local area, this eclipse is taking place at like 10:30 at night. And so if you are on the other side of the world, this eclipse is taking place on the 18th for you. And so these energies are potent, I just got to say. So please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video, comment on the video, and share the video. I'm going to talk about my intuitive messages when it comes to the astrology channeling, and then I'm going to jump in with the cards, and I'm doing something special this time. I'm going to break it down for a message for each of the zodiac signs. I did tap into the energies, and I've got messages for each of the signs, so you're not going to want to miss this message. So let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about these energies. So what I heard very loud, very clear was we all need to let go of control. That's what eclipses are for. We're not here to control anything that is playing out during the eclipses. And so you can't force something that is meant to be, and you can't force something that is not meant to be. And so you got to trust in these energies. You got to trust that there is no need to try and influence, manipulate, or control any kind of outcome, because the eclipse is coming in to say, hey, this is fated, this is destined. And so anything leaving your life during this eclipse is meant to leave your life. It's meant to stay gone. And anything coming into your life is probably there for some type of lesson. And so what I want to ask you is, how would trying to control, manipulate, or influence an outcome really benefit you in any way? Because when we are controlling, when we are chasing, when we are manipulating, there's something wrong there, right? And so acknowledge that there's always going to be unexpected challenges. That's a part of life. That's a part of the journey. And so some of you might be mourning a separation or a relationship ending or a loss. All of us, I feel, in some capacity are going to experience maybe even just a relatively small loss. Eclipses come to kind of clear the path. And so it doesn't matter how hard you try, you can't control the outcome to anything. And so trying to just let go, right? You got to let go of these very dysfunctional patterns, these dysfunctional emotions when it comes to taking action. But I do feel you can try and control, you can try and influence, you can try and manipulate. But the bottom line is, after this eclipse plays out, you're still going to have to clean up the mess that you made. So this eclipse could maybe leave you feeling a little bit uncomfortable. These energies could linger for a couple of weeks leading into the new moon. And so because this is an eclipse, guys, you have to remember everything that is unfolding over the coming days, over the coming weeks, is going to be like a canon event. And so whatever is happening, it is fated, it is destined. And so nothing can get in the way of what is meant to be. Not you, and certainly not me. So let's talk about these energies when it comes to messages for each of the zodiac signs. And then we're going to jump in with a full collective tarot reading. So messages for Aries. Aries, what I want to say to you is pay attention to your dreams. Really pay attention to your dreams over the coming days, because your dreams represent your subconscious. So there's something bringing reality to your attention. There could be a reality check about a situation. So like, say, for example, you're dreaming of a sick baby animal. Maybe you need to consider health, overall health connected to yourself, health connected to your family. When we dream, there's always a chance that we're welcoming in some type of coveted message from our higher self, right? It's usually a message from the divine or prophetic message from our higher self. And so take the time to interpret your psyche when it comes to any dreams that you are remembering over the coming days, because I do feel there's some type of chaotic situation here that needs to be released, and the answer lies in your dreams. Okay, Taurus, be careful. I want to say be careful of opening your doors to just anyone. I know that's been a big message for me personally too. So I'm sure another Taurus out there is going to benefit from this. When we open our doors to just anyone and welcome anybody into our home, you're going to have to be dealing with a couple of strays, was the answer coming through. And so minimize your need for curiosity and greed was a strong message. And sometimes what seems like fun can bring forward a very challenging lesson. And so bring yourself back to the basics was a huge message for my Taurus collective. Enjoy what is already within your reach. So bring yourself back to basics, Taurus. Why do you want to keep learning the same lesson over and over again? So there's something here about don't repeat the same lesson, the same negative pattern, Taurus. Okay, Gemini. Your career, something about your career really came through for my Gemini collective. And so maybe you've been taken far off track when it comes to your career, but there's something about fighting to thrive in your current profession. So keep in mind, guys, this can be for any major placement. It can be for your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, even your North Node or your Jupiter. But there's something about minding your role when it comes to society. What is it that you truly desire when it comes to your professional life, Gemini? Ask yourself. Take this full moon eclipse as an opportunity to maybe disconnect from what could have been and recommit to the person that you are becoming, because we do still have Jupiter in Gemini and it's going to be going retrograde. And so this is going to really be affecting the main Gemini placements. And so it's about maybe turning back, looking back, because the more you keep turning back, the more you keep looking back, the more difficult it is to get ahead, the further you're going to have to go to get ahead. So stop looking back, Gemini. Okay, Cancer. Messages for Cancer that came through is fitting in when you know it's not worth it. So don't cram yourself into a box. Don't cram yourself into a mold, Cancer, because it's not worth it. When we do that, when we try to fit in, then we're likely compromising our value and our integrity. And so this will affect you long term. So if you've been trying to fit in, if you've been trying to force something, is it worth it? Is it really worth compromising your value and your integrity? And maybe you've been doing this for a long time. So use this full moon eclipse to really be sure of what it is that you are synthesizing in your life. If you are trying to critically organize or force a situation or a relationship, it's time to learn this lesson of not compromising your integrity. And so speaking up is a big thing I feel coming up for my Cancer collective. Speaking up can be more potent than just stepping away and pretending a problem doesn't exist as well, okay? So keep that in mind, Cancer, over the coming days. Leo, messages for Leo. It was all about maybe it's time to mute any and all relationships when it comes to seeking out a guru. So if you have become overly reliant on tarot readings or seeking advice externally to your own inner compass, your own inner guidance over the next couple of weeks, Leo, you really got to mute all of those relationships. You really got to open up your mind to hearing that new perspective from your higher self. Okay, Leo, please be careful when it comes to accepting information as truth, especially if you're seeking it from all different sources. You really need to get intimate with yourself to figure out what truly is your truth and what's appropriate for you, especially when it comes to connections moving forward. And so there is a connection here that I feel you've likely tried to force, and the dam is about to break and you're going to be flowing like water. And so the energy is saying it's time for you to go in a new direction. Quit swimming upstream. And that's what I got for Leo. Okay, Virgo, messages for Virgo. Your friends are their own people. So you have no authority over anything outside of yourself. Do not try to create attachments with people. I do feel there's something about lacking a secure attachment. And so all of the qualities of connections that you have with people external to you, it has to be a mutual beneficial sharing. So if you're trying to control somebody or say, hey, I'm trying to course correct you or improve your life when it comes to friends, Maybe you need to reevaluate the type of friendships that you have with others. And is it a healthy bond or is it a karmic bond that you're creating? But I do feel this is a moment in time where you are questioning the security of your relationships. And so all kinds of relationships in our lives, right? Work relationships, parent-child relationships, love relationships, friendships. And so there's this energy of like the worst has already happened, I feel, for you, Virgo. And it's time for you to release this former toxic bond. So use this eclipse to release some type of trauma bond or soul tie. And I feel that's the message for Virgo. So Libra, I think you might be forcing your hand at something and it's causing more harm than good, especially for you. So although most Libras usually have good intentions, Libra is always seeking to create that balance. But there's something about only half doing it. So Libra, if you're dealing with somebody who's not willing to respond to your needs and your wants, you can't put your all into it and think that they're going to give that back to you. And so this is all about asserting your boundaries. So Libra, you really need to assert your boundaries. I think you've been pushed beyond your reasonable limits, and this eclipse is saying, hey, get ready to face some type of disappointment that you've put off, but there's some type of ineffective relationship here that is beckoning you to change, but it's going to require you to take action, okay, Libra? So we're going to get messages for Scorpio now. So Scorpio, let's face it, you are growing, you are changing, no doubt about it, especially with the Plutonian energies. And so this is all about you being willing to put yourself out there, you being willing to surround yourself with people who are more in alignment with you, with your purpose, with your energy. So I think you are definitely being challenged this eclipse, Scorpio, to release what is no longer serving you. And you already know what that is. I don't need to tell you. You already know. And so vice and villains, that's what I kept hearing. And so I don't know if somebody is trying to seduce you away from some long-term goals, but you got to trust that your goals are within reach. So what is it that you need to release that's no longer serving you? Because you already know. Okay, Sagittarius, messages for you, Sag. So what came through for Sagittarius was this energy of evolving, changing, moving, shaking, developing. So Sagittarius, you are completely reinventing the version of yourself, who you want to become, and this is going to bring you a lot of satisfaction at the soul level. And so there might be a need to make sense of a home situation, something about the home. And so you can't avoid whatever is coming up. I think maybe you've been too attached to a certain situation that is your home situation, but you are being called to move from a very comfortable relationship that is no longer aligned with you. And maybe it's time to actually pick up and move to a new location. And so I do think there's something here no longer working on the home front, and it might be comfortable. But we talked about this yesterday. When we are comfortable and in our comfort zone, we're not growing, we're not evolving. And so something is getting shaken up for my Saggies. Capricorn, what came through for you was a big energy of bad habits, dysfunction. It felt something around you has been normalized when it comes to bad habits and a very dysfunctional cycle or relationship. And so what might feel normal to you is actually very dysfunctional. And so there's some type of disruption I feel coming through for my Capricorn collective. Ultimately, especially if you have late degree Capricorn, this Plutonian energy is saying, hey, you get to decide what is best for you long term. And this eclipse is saying you can't keep over intellectualizing all of these negative vices. I think you have betrayed yourself. You've betrayed your own personal boundaries, and it's time to put your foot down, and it's time to be decisive. And that's what I got for Capricorn. And so Aquarius is up next. And Aquarius, I do feel something here has really distracted you when it comes to this transformation journey. And so there's something about redefining who you are, redefining what success means for you, because your successes and your failures do not necessarily define you. But if you're seeking like a trophy or the big win, I heard trophy wife, You got to stop seeking external validation. That was a big message for my Aquarians out there. And so opinions and items are never going to fulfill you. So material things will never bring you that fulfillment. And so it's time for you to confidently stand by some newfound values. What is really going to fuel your passions moving forward? I think that's something to consider during this eclipse energy for you, Aquarius. And so Pisces. Last but certainly not least, what's another ego death to you? I do feel my Pisces collective, those with major Pisces placements, you're going through another layer of ego death. And so I'm a Pisces rising, and so there's a lot leaving my life when it comes to beliefs, patterns, and everything that is kind of prohibiting me from stepping into that most authentic essence is leaving my life. And so think about it, Pisces. You are the great observer. You can see it all. You can feel it all. You've got this endless compassion to give, Pisces. I do find most Pisces have a very hilarious personality. You have this ability to just attract people to you because of this energy that you create. You've got sass. You've got inspiration, Pisces. You have the power to uplift people's moods and to help people feel connected because you are connected to the infinite. You are the last sign of the zodiac. And so at this time, I do feel there's Pisces energy out there, Pisces collective out there that is kind of feeling like you're in survival mode. And so it's time to let go of survival mode. It's time to start to learn how to thrive. And so maybe you're learning to let go of expectations of others. So show love to yourself in the same way that you give love to the people that you are connected to. And so this is all about being the version of yourself that you enjoy the most, I feel, for Pisces. So let anything fall away that's blocking that, and the rest is going to fall into place for you. So let's get into it with some tarot. I'm not sure what decks I'm going to pick just yet, so hold on, wait a minute, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, let's get into this collective message. I picked the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. We're going to use this to set the tone for the collective reading. We're going to go a little bit further into the Light Seers Tarot, and then we'll get a closing message with, you got it, that Moonology message Oracle deck, because we are in the full moon eclipse energies. And so we get Imagine, and we get the Thinker. And so this actually is beautiful, connected to the Virgo Pisces energy. The thinking energy, that's Virgo coming through. And it's a 44 card, and so the 4 of Cups. Key 44 in the tarot is the 4 of Cups. And so somebody here is thinking about what's going to bring me fulfillment. I do think somebody here is really needing to level up, to go to the next level here. And we get Imagine. So I feel this energy of judgment, awakening. The Judgment card is, hey, you got to awaken. You got to make a decision. Something here about tapping into the infinite. The Imagine card, I feel, is Ascension. And so it's time to make a final judgment call. And so we can choose to keep ourselves stuck in a state of complacency. The 4 of Cups can be very complacent. It can be, hey, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to pout. I'm going to sulk over what I no longer have. Maybe over a missed opportunity. But the Imagine card is saying, hey, the sky really is the limit here. And so if you can imagine it, if you can believe it, you definitely can achieve it. So let's get a few of these cards out. And let's see what else needs to come through for a collective message today. I got hair keeps sticking in my lip gloss. So this one wants to come out. We got a little peeker here, guys. So we get the never-ending story. And so I do feel a King of Cups here needing to release a burden. I don't know why I feel King of Cups, but that's what I'm feeling. And so it's like time is of the essence. Time is of the essence. Let's get a couple more of these out. We get happy. So happier times are ahead. This is like a Page of Wands. So once again, the sky is the limit. And so something here is about to be cracked wide open. And then we get the Community card. And so this really is about community, right? The whole journey really is about spiritual community, a sense of unity. And then on the bottom of the deck, we do get the Menting card. And so I feel a Queen of Swords energy coming through. We could be dealing with the King of Cups. Queen of Swords doesn't have to be, but I feel water. I feel air. I feel the energy of a Page of Wands, which is an exciting new opportunity. There could be a message coming. And the Community card is about strength. And so it does take strength to see things from that higher perspective. When I think of a giraffe, I think, holy cow, they've got a really good viewpoint, a good vantage point of being able to see things with clarity that other people can't see. And so this is about healing. We all chose this incarnation to heal patterns, to mend broken bridges, to heal our heart. And we all do have what it takes to go the distance when it comes to this weighing of the heart. And so when we cross over, we don't want to bring all of this baggage with us. But there's something about a repeating pattern, a never-ending story here. That's interesting. I know when we were kids, it was the never-ending story with that little, with the dragon. It wasn't one of my favorite movies, but something about the never-ending story. You might be, you might remember that from childhood. We're going to read out of the book. We're going to read into the never-ending story. And so these eclipses really are showing no mercy when it comes to closing out cycles. So let's get into it and let's talk about it. So the never-ending story too is reminding you to be mindful of self-criticism, the wounded ego, and all of the unnecessary dramas that we play into. And so we all have a story woven through us. And so there's something here about loss and hurt, rejection, maybe even humiliation. But we can't stay in these states of self-loathing, because then we're coming from a place of arrogance, right? And so we all do have to go through a certain amount of suffering to be reborn. But there's something about a very unnecessary, dramatic situation. And so it's the old story that you keep telling yourself. It's the old story that you keep repeating. Do not go down that path again. So you think about it, right? You think about relationships. Sometimes we go into relationships. We go into a soul contract with another, and it will hurt us, and it will result in a lot of pain. And sometimes it's not because of abuse, it's not because of neglect, and sometimes there's a more complex spiritual reason behind the hurt, behind the pain. Sometimes people run from love because they have a fear of intimacy, or they've got deep-seated shame connected to a past cycle, or sometimes people have low self-esteem and then they mirror that back to other people. And so we need to remember, we all will face challenges and successes within relationships, and it doesn't have to completely define us, but we all gain valuable knowledge when we go through endings, and we go through pain, and we go through hurt. And so it all does serve a purpose. So right now there might be an important opportunity to heal a past relationship, or just to reflect on the stories that you keep telling yourself about love, about connection. I know we've all experienced abandonment or rejection and loneliness at a certain point of time, but we all have the ability to write a new story, to begin a new story. And so not only do you need to begin a new story in this eclipse, you need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive yourself for telling the same old story over and over again. And so stop believing in the old narrative, because usually it's not true to begin with. And so there's something here about working through fear, working through envy, procrastination, and old perceptions, maybe of victimhood or like a victim mentality here. And so use this eclipse to reevaluate maybe how you keep comparing yourself with others. When we compare ourselves with others and we think their success should be ours, you got to remember, you don't know what that person went through to get where they are today. Let me tell you, it has taken me a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get to this very moment today. And so don't be afraid of the good that you can create in your life. Stop comparing yourself to other people. That is surely a way to make yourself feel powerless. And so this really is a time, I feel, to avoid drama at all costs, especially when it comes to other people's stuff. And you think of Pisces energy, it can become very enmeshed. And so release what's not yours. Don't be freaking playing with drama with other people's stuff. And so somebody here I feel is in sensitivity overload. And so you might just need to keep your distance from certain people over the coming days, over the coming weeks. And so keep reminding yourself, not my circus, not my monkeys, not my circus, not my monkeys, and let the drama pass. Let the drama pass, and you got to keep carrying on. And so I don't know that anybody here really is to blame, but this really is about stepping it up within the spiritual community. And we all have the ability to create our own joy, to create our own happiness. And so I just feel this energy of being immersed in light code activations. So you can create another path. And so the never-ending story is a 37 card. And it also breaks down to a 10, which is the energy of the wheel. 10s are completions. 10s are endings. 10 is like, hey, we're done. We're done with this. It's time to heal. It's time to move on. Let's go a little bit further with the Light Seers Tarot deck today. This one, look at Ace of Cups in reversed. And so there is a need, I think, to just purge. So the Ace of Cups in reverse is basically saying, hey, there is a loss here. There is an ending. It might be painful, but this is to open up your heart. This is to open up the gateway receptor. And so really true love comes from within. True love is an inside job. And so we just had a few cards fall out. We'll have a look and we'll put them back in. But this is what came out, guys. And so that's just reiterating what I just intuitively channeled as I was shuffling the cards. So the 10 of Cups in reversed kind of does feel like that Ace of Cups in reversed. We've got the 9 of Wands in reversed. And then we got the 7 of Swords in reverse. And so this is about the truth coming to light. I love it. Look at all the crows on, on the deck. And so I will be participating at a charity event in town here this Thursday at Crowfest. Super excited. And so something about those crows, they're very spiritual birds. They're very highly intelligent birds. And so this is something about the truth coming to light, about some type of false foundation that really isn't creating joy or happiness in your life. And the 9 of Wands is in reversed is the wounded healer. And so there is something about healing some wounds here for sure. And so find your drive, find your stamina to walk through the gateway of this new experience. But first you kind of got to go into the depths of understanding why you keep repeating these negative patterns over and over again. So let's get 9 of these cards out, guys. Let's see what else needs to come through for a collective message. Keep in mind, tarot, oracle, it's all about guidance. It's all about empowerment. I'm not here to tell you what to do. The cards are not here to tell you what to do. So take all of these messages as an opportunity to move into the right direction, to step into your power. I'd also like to mention, if you'd like to book a more personalized reading, check out the description box below. There's also an option to join the channel membership, where I do go into all 12 zodiac signs every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there'll be a link below and in the comment section. Check it out. Come and join us on the membership side. So the first card out, we get the 9 of Wands in reversed. That's making an appearance again. The 3 of Swords in reversed, and the 6 of Cups in reversed. And so this is a divinely guided separation or an ending in order to address some childhood patterns. Maybe a father wound, an abandonment wound. Where does your love lie? Where does your loyalty lie? That's what I heard. We get the 2 of Swords. That's that energy of like, I don't want to see it. I really don't want to have to face this challenge. I'm just going to keep living life with the rose-colored glasses on. But Spirit's like, no, you can't. You can't keep doing this. You're all tangled up in a mess here because you don't want to see something at face value. And the central energy is the Justice card, the Libra. And so in 2 weeks' time, we will be completing the North Node in Aries energy. We're going to have one more eclipse, and it's going to be in Libra. It's going to be a solar eclipse in 2 weeks' time after this full moon in Pisces. And so there is something here that needs to be realized, that needs to be brought to the surface when it comes to truth. And so the scales of justice here, look at that. It's like a mirror energy. And so it's a double-edged sword. So there's something about a release and this reaching completion by the new moon solar eclipse in Libra. Yeah, there's the sun. And I'm hearing Elton John, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me Now. I'm hearing that song in my head. We get the 3 of Cups in reversed. We get the 2 of Cups. So there's that Ace of Cups in reversed. There's that Ace of Cups in reversed. And the last card out is the Ace of Pentacles. And so there is going to be loss. There is going to be a big loss. But it's kind of time to make a choice, right? The bottom of the deck, we get the 7 of Cups with the Temperance card. And so this is about healing away addictions, emotional addictions, sexual addictions, materialism, greed, drug addictions, alcohol addictions. This really is about healing addictions. And addictions, like I said, they come in many forms. And so This is a real big wake-up call when it comes to people that have not been doing the work, have not been putting in the work. And so there is going to be some type of finality, or, you know, there's a final ending here. The Ten of Swords is, it's it. That's it. It's over. And this is divinely guided. Spirit is bringing you to the next leg of your journey. But you do need to overcome all of these negative emotions with the Queen of Swords in reverse and the Six of Swords in reverse. And so somebody here is not wanting to move on, is holding on, and maybe it's due to jealousy, maybe it's due to envy or possessiveness. But like I said in the beginning, we can't try to control or manipulate or coerce an outcome, because the universe will surely come in and knock you off your tracks. And so there is a need to heal. There is a need to recognize, hey, I've learned all I can learn here. There's really no point in putting in the work in a situation that I feel has caused a lot of pain, has caused a lot of heartbreak. And it's really time to go into some type of healing portal. It's time to surround yourself in some healing light. I do feel there's going to be a lot of combative energies coming through over the next couple of weeks. And so really put yourself in a healing portal and think about what you want to create for the future when it comes to a legacy that you want to leave for your family. Really think about what it is that you want to invest in when it comes to a new cycle in love. But right now, everything is kind of coming to a dead stop. And so there's going to be breakdowns. There's going to be things brought to a dead stop here. And this is all for some type of karmic rebalancing, because we can't stay in these cycles, in these relationships where we keep going round and round in the same pattern. And so, yes, there's going to be loss. There's going to be loss, and it's going to hurt, because it's going to probably be connected to a relationship of some sort. But it's like enough healing has gone on, enough mending has taken place, that it's time to rip the Band-Aid off, and it's time to move on. It's time to say, hey, I've done all I can do. The worst is over. That final nail in the coffin is here to redirect me. And so be willing to release. Be willing to be guided towards a new direction. So what is the Justice card? Because I feel for timing, this cycle is going to complete by that new moon eclipse in Libra in a couple of weeks. And so we got the Eight of Swords. Yeah, somebody here has just been trapped. So almost the same energy as the Two of Swords. So if you think about it, we got that Six of Swords in reversed at play here. And so it's like somebody doesn't want to look at a situation. They don't want to see their own reflection when it comes to seeing where they keep holding on. And so we can't go around blaming everybody else for our problems. And so this is saying, hey, it's time to look in the mirror. It's time to really look in the mirror and evaluate where you keep yourself stuck, where you keep yourself in a holding pattern. The Eight of Swords is the energy of patterns. And so it's kind of like the devil in the lower arcana. And so something here is toxic that needs to be looked at, and you can't avoid it. And so this is about overcoming the challenges, facing what you need to face, taking action towards a new direction, and getting grounded. And so this is about mastering how to take action, all while being grounded. And so I just feel this is somebody kind of just alchemizing a lesson. So within the next 2 weeks, it's about taking action towards your goals, your achievements. And so you really want to stay centered in the energies. You could be dealing with the King of Wands and Aries, Leo, Sag. You could be this Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But what I really feel is alchemizing passion with growth and finding the drive to take course corrective action. You cannot keep living life with the rose-colored glasses on. Maybe there's a need to recognize where you self-sacrifice. It is time to give birth to these new cycles. And so with the Queen of Cups reversed and the Empress on the bottom of the deck with the High Priestess reversed, this is about the whole truth coming to light. And so psychic downloads are being saturated into the collective. So we all have the ability to connect to the higher realms, to connect to our higher self. But we also can't be overly emotional. And so the Queen of Cups in reverse is saying, calm your emotional waters. This truth is coming to light. It's going to allow you to birth something new. But you got to be honest about your own self-sabotaging behaviors. And that's what the Ascension journey is all about. It is a journey of self. It is a journey of recognizing where we self-sabotage, where we create our own drama, these own repetitive negative patterns, and then ascending them back into the light. And so I do feel the crossroads is here, and there is going to be loss. But after this loss, what comes after this loss? I'm curious. What comes after the loss? We get the King of Swords in reversed. We get the King of Pentacles upright. And we get the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So what comes after this loss, are you ready, guys, is an unexpected choice in love. And so there is a need to get honest, right? The King energy, the King of Swords reverse, the King of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody here needs to get honest about a lot of time being wasted. And so that Eight of Pentacles in reversed, we could have a masculine here that has avoided doing the work when it comes to the path, when it comes to learning something new. And there is going to be an unexpected choice in love, but I do feel we could have a masculine here that needs to kind of lose it all to go towards what truly matters, which is the heart, right? And so there is some type of rebalancing going on here. And I do feel somebody is really struggling with bringing forward some type of an apology, but they're going to keep hitting walls and obstacles and blocks and challenges. It could be a Cancer. It doesn't have to be. It could be a Gemini, until they maybe go back and pour their heart out. And so this is not a time to keep playing games. Not a time at all. And so we've got somebody here going through a huge fall from grace, but it's going to open up their heart to a new way of being, is what I see here. So let's close this message off with a Moonology message oracle card. And so I see Pisces energy. I see Earth. I see Aries. I see Gemini. I do feel there's some type of third party that came between two divinely guided soulmates as well. And so there could be gossip. There could be slander. There could be some type of defamation or humiliation playing out during the eclipse. But let's close it off with one of these cards. What's the closing message today? Seek healing, releasing, and seek healing. And so there is going to be a major release over the coming days. And it is time to really seek that healing. So let's get into the book. And let's see what the deeper message is here. The healing moon is on page 48. And so that to me is screaming Eight of Cups. So there is a need to walk away from something here. And so if we think about it, kind of coincides with the mending card. And so anything can be healed. You got to hold the vision of a situation being healed. Maybe it's time for you to say, hey, I am healed. My life is healed, and make that be your motto. Better days are definitely coming soon. So heal your feelings, heal your life. Isn't that powerful? And so there is something very healing about this full moon in Pisces. And so maybe you're healing your consistency. Maybe you're healing an old cycle. But I do feel there's an important question that you need to ask yourself. What would your current situation look like if it were healed? What is it that you want to heal? Maybe you need to just close your eyes for a moment and visualize what it is that you've been asking for when it comes to healing a certain situation. And sometimes the truth will be painful. There's something about believing in the process, completing a cycle, and trusting that the pain will make things crystal clear. And so what of your emotions have you been denying? Because something is being brought to the surface. Maybe it's time to have that heart-to-heart conversation, to talk through the issues. There's going to be healing brought about. And so maybe it's time to work with healing your chakras, clearing your chakras, especially when it comes to emotional or energetic debris from the past. This is about clearing your aura, because we all have to kind of go towards the uplifting path. So let's read the moon set releasing card is on page 88. And so this is connected to the Lionsgate energy back in August as well. So if you were, guided to release something back on the Lionsgate portal and you've still been controlling an outcome and holding on to it, this is the time to let go, because clinging on right now is not going to help you, is not going to serve you at all. So trust your higher self is taking care of business. Tomorrow there's going to be another day, but it's time to release. It's time to let go. Whatever it is you've been asking about, the divine is saying, release it. Release it. Stop constantly creating a repetitive pattern in your reality when it comes to a certain situation that you know is done. What's done is done. You can't go back. You played your part, and now it's time to release it. Release the issue. Release this person. Give it back to the universe, and make space for what is meant for your highest good, okay? Because you can't take course on the next path until you release this. And so the energy is suggesting let the universe do what it's got to do to get you to the next step on your journey, because acceptance, I think, is the key word during the eclipse. Acceptance for every moment in your life. Dance with what is. Trust that the universe has an amazing plan for you, because it always does, okay? It always does, and it might not make sense until years down the road. But it's time to evolve beyond a certain karmic situation. It's time to release something here, because there's something changing here. So move on, move on. And so trust that as the moon will appear each night, that you too will keep reappearing. And you too will disappear and reappear. But it's really time for you to release and go towards a new day. And that is what I got for an eclipse message for the collective, guys. Let me know what you think about this message down below. Let me know if you liked it. Comment down below. Give me a shout out. Let me know what you thought of the message, and I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.